Let's be honest, most people won't admit to your face that they dislike you. Instead, they hide behind fake smiles, shallow compliments, and forced politeness. I've been there, thinking someone was a friend only to discover they were rooting for my failure. It's harsh, but here's the truth. If you don't spot the signs, you'll waste time and energy on people who don't really value you. Let's cut through the noise and talk about the signs someone dislikes you but hides it. You may not like what you hear, but it's better to face the truth than stay in denial. 1. They joke about your flaws, constantly. We all know that person who loves to joke, especially when the punchline is always you. It seems harmless at first, but these jokes are often more than just banter. They're thinly disguised digs, meant to chip away at your self-confidence. I once had a friend who always had something negative to say, whether it was about how I dressed, spoke, or even the projects I was working on. I laughed it off at first, thinking it was all in good fun, but I soon realized the jokes were never aimed at my strengths, always my weaknesses. These people test your boundaries with their jokes, trying to see how much disrespect you'll tolerate. And when we're conditioned to believe that if you can't take a joke, you're the problem, it's easy to let it slide. But let's flip the script. There's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself when a joke crosses the line. True friends don't need to tear you down to feel better. I've seen too many people allow these digs, thinking it's easier to stay quiet and keep the peace. But allowing disrespect in any form, especially in humor, will slowly erode your self-worth. I learned the hard way. By laughing along, I gave them permission to continue. Once I started setting boundaries and speaking up, I noticed a shift in how they treated me and how I saw myself. So next time, don't just laugh it off. Ask yourself if that joke is really harmless, and if not, don't be afraid to call it out. 2. Compliments that feel like insults. You know the type. Someone says something that sounds like a compliment, but you're left feeling worse afterward, like being slapped with a velvet glove. These backhanded compliments are a sneaky way to undermine you while pretending to be kind. I remember presenting a project I was proud of, and a colleague said, "Wow, this is actually pretty good for someone like you." Ouch. People who give these kinds of compliments aren't interested in uplifting you. They're trying to keep you in your place. It's a power move. Instead of feeling good, you're left questioning yourself. These digs are often more about their insecurities than anything to do with you. Once I recognized this, it changed how I reacted to these comments. Now I respond by calling them out. "Thanks, but what did you mean by that?" It forces them to confront the insult hidden in their words. 3. They exclude you from plans. The little things hurt the most, like finding out your friends hung out without inviting you. It stings, especially when they swear it was an oversight or assume you were too busy. I've been in this situation before, seeing pictures of a gathering I would have loved to attend, with no mention of it to me beforehand. The excuses usually follow, but deep down, you know the truth. If they really wanted you there, you would have been. This isn't thoughtlessness, it's deliberate exclusion. They don't want to confront you, so they quietly leave you out, hoping you'll just fade away. If you keep accepting their excuses, you're giving them permission to keep excluding you. I stopped letting it slide and started asking why I wasn't invited. It made things awkward, but it forced them to recognize their behavior. The reality is, if people value you, they make sure you're included. Period. 4. They're too busy for you, but not for others. Everyone's busy these days, right? But when someone is always too busy for you, yet seems to have time for others, it's a clear sign. I used to reach out to a friend who always had an excuse, yet I'd see them spending time with other people. It took me a while to realize they weren't too busy. They were just too busy for me. We've been conditioned to accept busy as a valid excuse, but the truth is, people make time for what matters. If someone is constantly unavailable for you, it's not about their schedule, it's about their priorities. And if you're no longer a priority in their life, it might be time to reassess the relationship. 5. They avoid physical contact like it's contagious. Physical contact is a basic human connection, even in friendships. When someone goes out of their way to avoid even the most casual touch, it's telling. If someone consistently avoids being close to you, they're signaling discomfort or dislike. It's awkward, but once you notice it, it's hard to ignore. In the end, it's important to pay attention to these signs and recognize when someone's actions don't align with their words. Life's too short to waste energy on people who don't genuinely appreciate you. Surround yourself with those who celebrate your strengths, respect your boundaries, and value your presence. You deserve to be around people who lift you up, not tear you down.